I'm going to be building this team solely through the NFL draft. Now, I'm only going to be giving myself 5 years in order to win a Super Bowl. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, drop a like, and let's go find out if we can win a Super Bowl. Okay, so I'm going to start in the offseason. I'm using a 0 overall roster. So, of course, we went 0-17. If you want to take a look at our team stats, there they are. But yeah, we did not do too good. And like I said in the intro, we can only rebuild our team through the draft. So free agency like this, we're not going to be able to pick up any of these players. And I mean, there's some really good players: Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Bobby Wagner, Marquise Brown, even some of the younger players like Grant Delpit and Frankie Louvu. And for this rebuild, we are going to be using the Pittsburgh Steelers roster, and they don't have any extra picks. They're not missing any picks. So yeah, we are going to be starting from scratch. This is going to be very difficult. Can we do it? I guess we'll have to find out, but the only thing to do now is to sim to the draft. Okay, so we do have the #1 overall pick. However, I don't think the strategy is to take a player right here. I think the only thing we have to do is trade away the pick. I mean, this makes the most sense. Obviously, we want to accumulate all the draft picks. This one looks like a really good deal with the Raiders. Atlanta is also offering us 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. That's not bad. Philly is basically offering us the same thing, except they've thrown in a 3rd-round pick. Ooh, but Buffalo is offering 3 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks. So I think I'm going to take the Buffalo pick. We're going to move down to 21, and right here with the pick number 21, I think we're going to trade back. Now we can get an extra first round pick in 2026. That would be really interesting. You know, I think I'm probably going to end up taking this Tennessee offer. This kind of sucks because it doesn't have any picks in this draft class. However, it's giving us another first round pick and a couple more depth round picks that we can go ahead and select some more players from. To start off this second round, okay, we got a second round pick. We got 2 second round picks. Dude, imagine if we got another first round pick for next year. I don't think that's the play. I think we kind of have to fill out the team this year. Maybe if we get another pick in this draft, we can go ahead and do one of those. And you know what? Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're going to get a first pick in 2026, but we're going to get a 5th round pick in this draft. So we can add another player in this draft, and plus we get a future first. So why not go ahead and do that trade? With our second round pick, I'm kind of looking to get some more picks in this draft, but I mean, it's not really looking like we can go ahead and get anything. They're offering us for next year's draft. I guess we can go ahead and move back in this draft, then of course add another draft pick for next year. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, and this is a pretty decent deal. I'm just really dealing out trades right now. I mean, we want to get some players that we can add to the roster this year, but we want to work for some more draft picks because this is gonna be a pretty difficult rebuild. So we're gonna be needing all the picks that we can get, and I think that the Atlanta Falcons makes the most sense right now, but I guess we can go ahead and start trying to pick players. Okay, so I was looking around and I think the center might be a great piece that we can add to this roster. A awareness, A impact blocking, A to C pass block, A to C run block. I don't think this is much of a bad pick. I wouldn't be surprised if he's hidden. Okay, he's in normal development, but this is the 3rd round. Okay, so this guy Troy Gabriel doesn't look that bad. A to C catching traffic, A catching, B to D deep route, and B run blocking. I mean, he looks like an alright tight end. He's running a 4.6 40-yard dash, has solid strength. I mean, why not take a risk and get a skill position right now? Maybe he's hidden, and of course he's a normal development. If we could get like a hidden dev, that wouldn't be too bad. And this Lucas Franz guy, I mean, B, and B to D for zone coverage. I mean, he looks like a solid player. Can he be a hidden? And of course, yet again, he is not a hidden, but he is normal development, and he has an ugly face scan. So we're gonna need someone to end up throwing the ball at the end of the day, and Eric Fry doesn't look terrible. I mean, he doesn't look good, but he's not terrible. Maybe he can be a hidden, and of course, another normal development. Why not take a flyer on Taj Vincent? A catching, A press, B zone coverage, and B to D man coverage. Maybe he could be something, and he's a hidden development. Okay, this is gonna be really clutch for us. So we've gotten our first hidden. That is great. Especially in the first draft. If we could develop him, if he had superstar development or superstar X Factor, that would be crazy, but that's very unlikely. Really happy with that last selection, but let's go ahead, get a wide receiver so the quarterback has someone to throw the ball to. Looks pretty mid, but can he be something? 88 speed, 90 acceleration, 91 jumping. Welcome to the squad, Deacon. Adding some pass rush wouldn't be that bad, so let's go ahead and bring in Luke Winslow. Welcome to the squad, my guy. 63 speed. He just looks awful. So we have 2 draft picks left, and I think I'm going to take a kicker and punter. I mean, call me boring if you want, but somehow if we get into scoring position, I'm at least wanting to score some points this year. So let's go ahead and bring in Eric Boyer. And then for our punter, let's bring in Chase Griffin. Welcome to the squad, my guy. It would have been cool if you were hidden development, but sadly you are not. So if we take a look at the draft recap, we got a 74 overall center in the 3rd round. The tight end was a 68. Franz was a 68. Quarterback was a 65, not bad. But this cornerback, Taj Vincent, 72 overall hidden. We might have found ourselves a star right here. 61 man coverage. Of course, we want to get that up, but 76 zone isn't that bad. Then we, of course, drafted a 67 wide receiver, a 62 defensive tackle, 69 kicker, and 66 punter. And I mean, yeah, if you look at the team right now, we do not look great at all. We're probably, most likely, I would definitely bet on the under. We're not going to win any games this year. We're going 0-17 with this roster, but that means we're going to get the first round pick for next year. So I guess we do have that to look forward to. On the defensive side of things, we basically, we have 3 defensive players. So yeah, good luck. Hopefully Taj Vincent can be a superstar X Factor. Most likely going to be a star, but I'm not expecting too much from this entire team. Simming to the midseason part, yeah, we do not look good, but that was expected. 0-6. But I mean, if we do take a look at our draft picks, surprisingly, we are number 3. So yo, the Panthers and the Patriots are doing worse than us. Yeah, I don't even know if that's just not realistic enough. I don't really believe that. However, we do hold pick 18 and 23 in this draft. Now it's mocked us both taking strong safeties with this position. Obviously we're not going to be taking strong safeties. And yo, if we take a look at the stats, look at our guy Eric Fry, 559 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Yeah, we just threw this guy in there. He is not good at all. But I mean, what do you expect? You don't have an offensive line. You don't really have any receivers to throw to. You don't have a running game. What else are you supposed to do? And our quarterback is also our leading rusher with 22 carries for 74 yards. I mean, if you want to take a look at our actual leading rushers, Najee Harris leads the way at -102. And then right behind him is Jalen Warren at -22. Receiving wise, we have our wide receiver that we drafted in the 5th round, and then our tight end, Troy Gabriel, at 16 catches for 129 yards. Defensively, hey, actually our right outside linebacker has gotten 2 sacks on the season. Honestly, that's really surprising, especially since we only have like 3 actual defensive players. But sadly, we don't have any interceptions. But I mean, there's nothing that we can really do for season 1, so we might as well sim to the end. And let's go find out how our players ended up doing. And of course, we went 0-17 and finished last in almost every single stat. But hey, on the bright side, Eric Fry ended up throwing 2 passing touchdowns. So we actually scored a couple of times. Rushing wise, again, he's leading the team with 273 yards. And receiving, Deacon Aldridge did not score a touchdown. However, he did lead us in 687 catches. Troy Gabriel ended up scoring a touchdown, also led us with 657. But yo, Allen Robinson surprisingly had 500 receiving yards and 1 touchdown as a 0 overall. Defensively, Lucas finished with 2 sacks, and we ended up getting a couple of interceptions, but none of them were by our rookie cornerback, Taj Vincent, which I'm really excited to see what development he has. And it looks like he has star help. Hold on, whoa, what is this? Lucas France, oh my gosh, somehow he got up to a superstar. Yo, wait, hold on, how did he end up doing this? Okay, so he got a development trait increase because he won defensive rookie of the year, so he went up to star then superstar. Oh my gosh, okay, we have a superstar on the squad, and it's on the defensive side of things. Maybe he is the next TJ Watt for us, I don't know. It looks like it's time to build around this solid defense. Okay, I'm really happy about that. So this wasn't a total wasted season. I mean, we do have 1 star and 1 superstar, and of course we're going to be adding a lot more talent in the draft, so let's go ahead and sim to that point. So taking a look to see where we rank, we have the number 1 overall pick, but we also have the 30th, and then we have the 10th pick, or actually, sorry, we have the 7th pick. So we have 2 picks in the top 10, and I'm thinking maybe we can go ahead and trade out of the number 1 spot, and maybe trade down to like 5 or 6, but also steal all of that team's like draft picks for this draft, because I really want to fill the squad out. And you know what, honestly, I might have to go ahead and do this Baltimore deal. We can move down to 18, but we are going to be getting 2 more first round picks, and then 3 second round picks, and one of them being in this draft. So I mean, let's go ahead, let's get this pick in. Okay, so we're here at pick number 6, and I think it's time for us to start taking players. Now we could maybe take a chance on this Travis Harper guy. He's projected top 5, but he doesn't look that insane, and I think we're a draft away from actually getting like a pretty decent quarterback, so I think we can go ahead and wait on that. Ooh, this tight end does not look that bad. However, we got one in this last draft. If we could get like a stud offensive lineman, that wouldn't be too bad either. I might honestly take this left end Deontay Bowen, B block shading, B to deep finesse move, but B power moves and A tackle. I feel like he could be a really solid pass rusher for us, so let's go ahead and pick him. He has hidden development, that's really good to see. 6'5", 298, 21 years old, let's freaking go. He's a run stopper, so that's not that bad either. Here at pick number 18, I do kind of want to take this cornerback, Alfonso Pleasant. I mean, just look at these stats. B catching, A man coverage, B press, B zone coverage. This guy looks insane. If he's not hidden, I'm going to be shocked. And he is hidden. He's at 95 speed, 93 93 acceleration, 94 change of direction. Yo, this guy looks like a monster, and our secondary might be set. Well, at least at the cornerback position. Okay, this offensive lineman doesn't look bad at all. I mean, he has 3 A stats, and they're really important ones too. A awareness, A impact blocking, A pass blocking, but B to D run blocking. That kind of sucks, but I think this guy might be a very solid piece, and he is also hidden. Man, we're getting some cornerstones here in the first round for this draft class. Okay, this strong safety, Tevin Webster, doesn't look all that bad. A hit power, which is really enticing, especially because we need to force turnovers on this team. C man coverage, C zone coverage, and A tackle. I mean, these are some really solid stats. If he's hidden, that's great, and he's another hidden. That's 4 for 4. We're doing really good in this draft. Offensive lineman is a big need for us. Tyson Chapman doesn't look too bad. A to C awareness, A impact blocking, B pass blocking, B run blocking, and he has great strength. I mean, this might be a pretty solid offensive lineman. Let's go ahead and draft him, and he's also hidden. I mean, we're just hitting this out of the park with this draft, dude. This cornerback class doesn't look too bad. I'm thinking we can go ahead and snag another one. I mean, this guy does have D man coverage, but he looks like a solid player. Maybe he can be, and he's a hidden. Oh my gosh, we are just literally hitting on all of our draft picks. So this wide receiver has fallen. He has round 1 to 2 projection. I'm not really sure what it is. He doesn't look awful. I mean, he does have D catching, so that's pretty bad when it's your only job. However, we only have 1 receiver to this roster, so why not take a chance on him? Maybe he's hidden, and he is hidden. That's really interesting. I don't know how he fell. Yo, he looks like a solid player. Okay, but hey, I won't complain about that. Zeke Sams doesn't look all of that bad. He has really nice stats, and he has elite acceleration and great speed. Also elite jumping as well. I mean, he could be a hidden gem as well, and he is a hidden. Yo, we can run a lot of 2 tight end sets. JDT, defensive tackle, looks like he could be a solid player for us. Hopefully he's hidden, and no, he is not. This is our first normal development, but hey, I'll take it. He looks like he could be solid for us. Taking another receiver wouldn't be too bad, so let's go ahead and take this guy, Justin Parks. I mean, he's just another piece that we can add to this offense. He didn't really look too great, but let's just go ahead and add him to the team. Now, we're yet to add a running back to this roster, so let's go ahead, add this power back, Juan Crosby, out of Oregon, and he's 88 speed, but hey, it'll get the job done for now. Okay, so this one is just because we don't have an outside linebacker, so let's go ahead, add him to the team. Yeah, it doesn't look too solid, but hey, we need pieces, and we're just going to be adding this guy based off of team needs as well. Ooh, 91 speed, that's pretty insane, especially for a linebacker, so hopefully he can fly around and make some tackles for us. Let's go ahead and shore up this offensive line. Let's go ahead and add a tackle here, normal development. Then to finish things up, let's go ahead and add left guard Bryce Allen to the squad. 88 strength, 79 acceleration, and 62 speed. Looking at the draft recap, looking like we hit some studs in this draft. Our first pick was only a 71, but he is hidden. However, our second pick is a 78 overall. He is also hidden. Right tackle is a 71, hidden as well. Strong safety 74, hidden. This right guard is 75, hidden development. A 72 wide receiver, and then a 75 tight end. These 3 were also hidden. After that, we got some solid filler pieces. A 69 D tackle, 65 outside linebacker, 68 wide receiver, 66 halfback, which isn't too bad. Another 62 outside linebacker, middle linebacker 64, left tackle 64, and a left guard is 66 overall. A really good draft class for us. Okay, so heading into season 2, we're a 68 overall. This is what the offense is looking like. Only 1 halfback to the squad, which is really just, oh my gosh, if this guy goes down, I don't know what's gonna happen. But the offensive line is looking solid, especially the right side with these 2 hidden development players. But of course, we do need some upgrades on the left side. Now at tight end, I think we have a nice tight end room, a 71 and then a 75 hidden. At wide receiver, yeah, we need to get a lot better at this position. A 72 hidden is our top guy, and our quarterback Eric Fry is a 69 overall. Obviously, we're wanting to hit that in the next draft. But on the defensive side of things, we only have 1 position that we're missing, and it's a middle linebacker. Oh wait, actually we have 2 positions that we're missing. It's a free safety, so we do need to upgrade the defensive side as well. However, we do have some solid pieces on this side of the ball. I mean, our cornerback room isn't looking too bad. We have a hidden outside linebacker, we have a hidden strong safety, then of course we got the superstar outside linebacker Lucas Franz and star cornerback Taj Vincent. But I mean, I'm hoping that this team can at least win 2 or 3 games on the season and us still get like like the #1 pick. But let's go ahead, sim to midseason. I still wouldn't be surprised if we're like 0-6 or 0-7, but let's find out. Okay, and it looks like we are 1-6, which honestly, that's not really bad. And look at our last game, we only lost 26-20, so I feel like we're at least staying competitive. And if we go up here and take a look at the mock draft, I'm expecting us to be at #1, which surprisingly we aren't at #1. We're at number 8. We also have the 10th pick. I don't know if this is just glitched out because I'm not sure if there's any teams that are worse than us. We also, I think we had 17 and then we have 31. So yo, wait, we have 4 first-round picks in this upcoming draft. Yo, we're gonna need to hit this one out of the park. Well, it looks like Eric Fry is doing a lot better. 1,300 passing yards, and he has 6 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. So yeah, he's doing a lot better than last year. He's at least throwing touchdowns in the first half of the season. Rushing wise, Juan Crosby has 305 yards for 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 43.5 yards per game, so that's pretty good. Receiving, Justin Parks is actually leading the team with 417 yards for 1 touchdown. Deacon Aldridge has 0 touchdowns for 290 yards. Zeke Sams, 238 receiving yards for 3 touchdowns. And Greg Holloman has 233 yards for 1 touchdown. All of these players are contributing to the roster, and I like to see that. On the defensive side of things, yo, Lucas Franz looks like an actual beast out here. 5.5 sacks. Maybe it's the scheme. Maybe we found our next TJ Watt. And it looks like we have 1 interception, and that's Taj Vincent. So Taj is making an impact here in season number 2 for us. It looks like our right tackle's development trait has been revealed. He's a star, but hey, I mean, that's not all that bad. I'll still take a star right tackle. He's not going to develop as quickly as I would have liked if he was like a superstar, but yeah, I'll still take it. But on the defensive side of things, it looks like our strong safety is a superstar. So hey, I will take that as well. And then our left end is only a star, and so is our cornerback too, Alfonso Pleasant, which I thought he was going to be like a superstar or superstar X Factor because he looked really crazy, but I'll still take a star development. I mean, it's better than just a normal. But now it's time for us to go ahead and sim to the playoffs. Let's see if we end up making it. Hopefully we can get like 2 more wins, but let's find out. And it looks like we ended up losing out for the rest of the year, 1-16. But hey, I mean, what do you really expect with this roster? Now, if we take a look at the offense, it looks like all of our guys have been revealed and they're all stars, so that kind of sucks. But like I said earlier, bro, at least they're a star development and they're not normals, because I mean, just the normals are just the worst things to get. Now defensively, hold on, wait, look at our middle linebacker. This guy went up to superstar. I don't know what it is with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but yo, developing linebackers is just so easy for them. He ended up winning defensive rookie of the year. Yo, that speed actually came in to help. Yo, that speed actually came in clutch for him. 91 speed. I knew he was gonna be flying around. Maybe he just led the league in like tackles and got a couple of sacks, but yo, this guy went insane. Cody Randolph, superstar middle linebacker for us. Yo, I am excited about this. Eric Fry looked like he threw for 3,400 yards, 14 touchdowns to 17 interceptions. Yeah, we're finding out he's not really the guy, but he was just a placeholder to begin with. Now running the ball, Juan Crosby, 590 yards, almost 600, well basically 600 rushing yards. Time to add an actual back to this roster. We got really close to a 1,000 yard receiver in Justin Parks. He had 884 yards for 4 touchdowns. Zeke Sands had 762 yards with 4 touchdowns as well. Greg Holman only 587 on 2 touchdowns. But on the defensive side of the ball, Lucas Franz only finished with 6.5 sacks. Yo, he started off really hot with 5.5. Then he cooled down, much like season number 1 with him. Deontay Bowen, 2.5 sacks. Cody Randolph, 2 sacks. Okay, my guy. Getting in on the sack action, I like to see that. But Taj Vincent only finished with 2 interceptions, and he was the only guy that actually had an interception for us. So yeah, I mean, you're not really going to win too many games when you're only forcing like 2 turnovers. So I guess it's time for us to go ahead and sim to the draft and begin season number 3. So we are here in the draft yet again at pick number 1. We also have pick number 8. I think we have pick 20 and 23 as well in the first round. So we have some good looking picks right here. But guys, I think it's time we might as well go ahead and draft a quarterback. Joel McLeod looks pretty insane. B deep accuracy, A medium accuracy, A short accuracy, A under pressure. Look at this. He almost has elite in every single stat. Great throwing power as well. I think this guy might be a generational talent. Let's go ahead, take him. Hidden development. Oh my gosh, 98 speed, 97 change of direction, 96 acceleration, 93 throw power. But that 98 speed, yo, that is insane to me, bro. This guy looks freaking insane, and he might lead us to a Super Bowl. Okay, so so I was looking around at pick number 8, and I think there's a couple of other guys that we can get later on. I mean, there's nothing really that just stood out to me, especially with this high overall of a pick. So let's go ahead, trade back to number 28. Let's get a first round pick next year and get a couple of more depth pieces for this draft. Let's go ahead, do this trade. So we have 3 picks in the 20-ish range, and I'll be really happy with those picks. So I mean, there wasn't anyone that was like too crazy that stood out, so might as well go ahead, accumulate another first round pick next year, and let's see if we can start taking some of these players right now. Okay, so one of the guys I was looking at was this deep threat, Ray Harvin. He has elite speed 427. He is a deep threat, so I think this guy could be something. He's 5'11", 97 speed. Yo, we're getting speedsters in this draft class. We got a 98 speed quarterback, a 97 speed wide receiver. I'm really liking this, and trading down is looking really good for us right now. This Rashad Randolph guy looks really solid. He's a cornerback for us. He's got elite speed as well, elite jumping, 4.40. I think we might go ahead and take him. Maybe we can move one of our corners to, oh my gosh, he's only a normal. Yo, this guy looks insane. I mean, he can still be pretty decent for us. We might be able to move him to free safety. So I'm really hoping that this Matthew Robertson can make for a good left guard. He has decent stats. Hopefully he's a hidden, and I'm really wanting that to be the case, and he is a hidden. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably just going to switch him to like left guard or something. So I was really hoping that this guy would fall to us. Joel Culver, I didn't really want to take him in the first round, even though he is projected 1 to 2. I just felt like he was kind of risky, but that A block shedding really has me. But yeah, this is what I was talking about whenever I thought he was kind of risky. He has poor agility, poor speed, but he has great strength. I don't know, we could take a chance, and plus we don't have a right end on this roster. Let's go ahead, take him, and he's a hidden development. Hopefully he could be like a 71, 72. If he's like a 74, 75, that is going to be just insane, but hey, I will take it. Bryce Smart, defensive tackle, 97 strength, and he's also hidden. Welcome to the squad, my guy. Brooks Hyde is here. I mean, he looks like a solid left guard. Maybe we can move him over to tackle, and he's hidden development. Yo, we might have to move him over to tackle because he is 6'5", and we can move that center that we drafted to guard. So hey, I'm really liking this. We got our offensive line all filled out right now. Okay, and I think it's time for us to get another solid running back to add to the squad. Let's see if DJ Mayberry is anything special. 90 speed, so it is a little bit better, but yeah, he just adds a lot more depth to this position. Devontae Patton might be a solid outside linebacker, and he is. He's hidden development. We might be able to honestly bring him inside to middle linebacker to help out Cody. Might be a solid guy to bring on to this defensive line. Looks like he could just be a depth piece as well. Okay, so I ended up finishing that draft class out by myself, but we ended up getting an 81 overall quarterback. Yo, this guy looks insane. And then the wide receiver that we drafted was a 73. This cornerback was a 76. The center that we got that we want to move to left guard is a 75. This right end is a 72. That's really good for us. 74 defensive tackle, 72 left guard, which I'm wanting to move him to left tackle. 69 halfback, could be a little bit better, but oh my gosh, look at this right outside linebacker, 74 overall. Okay, I will take that. Left end, 69, 70 overall cornerback, and yo, this halfback that I ended up drafting later on was a 74, but he is only normal development, and the rest of these guys were mainly just depth pieces. But yo, another really great draft class for us. So if we look at the team heading into our 3rd season, the offensive line looks, I mean, it looks all right. It's still pretty young. We need some of them to develop, especially our tackles. But I mean, we have a lot of just colorful positions, and that's what I want to see. And I'm really excited about our quarterback. I mean, we still need like a really solid halfback and like a number 1 wide receiver, but that's kind of hard to get, especially right out of the draft. But hopefully our quarterback can just overcome it and get things done for us. Now for the defensive side, yo, I'm really excited to see how this squad does. Of course, we got the superstars on the squad. The defensive line is looking pretty solid. Cornerback group is looking good. I moved the corner that we ended up drafting last year, who was a star. I moved him to free safety just so like he could play a little bit and develop for us. So my prediction here is I'm at least wanting to win like 4 to 5 games this year, which I think that's totally possible. But our team is still really young. We got 3 more seasons to try to win a Super Bowl at least. We went 1-16 last year. Hopefully we can improve on that, win 4 games. But let's sim to the midseason mark and see how the team's doing. Okay, we are 2-5. I'm really liking that. That's pretty good for us. Might be a bad record for like everyone all around, but it looks really good for us. 2-5. We were like 1-5 last year, I think, at this point. So hey, I'll take it. And let's look at the mock draft. Let's see where we're drafting at. And I forgot that this thing, I don't know what it is, but it has us drafting at number 11. What else? 14 is a pretty good pick as well. 20 is a nice pick as well. And then, okay, do we only have 3 first-round picks in this next draft? And it looks like we do. Okay, that's gonna be really interesting. Hopefully we can add some more talent to this team. And it looks like McLeod is actually doing pretty solid for us. He has almost 2,000 passing yards, 11 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. He only has 9 sacks on the year, which is really good for our offensive line, but I think most of it has to do with these like 98 speed, so we can escape most of them. Now rushing, oh my gosh, McLeod is going off for us. He almost has 200 rushing yards by himself, almost more than our starting running back, but he does have 7 rushing touchdowns. Victor does. Our receiver room, Justin Parks is somehow, he's like doing pretty good for us. 461 yards. And our Ray Harvin, this was our first round pick. He only has 1 touchdown for 447 yards. Hopefully he can pick that up a little bit, but most of these guys are doing pretty solid. Defensively, Devontae Patton has 1.5 sacks. Marvin Fullerton has 1.5. Lucas France has 1 sack. Hopefully this guy can pick it up a little bit. And Caleb Graham only has 1 interception. I'm wishing we got the interception numbers up a little bit, but I guess it just is what it is. I can't really do anything about it. But I mean, let's go ahead, sim to the playoffs, see if we can somehow squeeze our way in. But it looks like we end up finishing with only 4 wins, 4-13. But hey, I'll take that, my guys. That's a lot better than what we've been doing the past couple of years. We went 0-17, and then 1-16, and now 4-13. Things are just going up for here. And oh my gosh, would you take a look at this team? Our quarterback is an 87 overall X Factor. And look at this, guys. Ray Harvin is also an X Factor. Yo, these guys were just insane for us. And Zeke Sams went up to a superstar. So honestly, if we can maybe get a better tackle and a better running back, yo, we might be set up for good to win a Super Bowl. Now on the defensive side of things, it looks like Lucas Franz went up to Superstar X Factor, and Devontae Patton went up to Superstar, and the rest of the guys ended up being just a star. But yo, we are getting some good and crazy luck with this squad. I'm really liking how this team is coming together. We're doing really good. I'm excited for next season. Now Lucas Franz had a really good season, 4,000 yards for 21 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, really solid numbers, 26 sacks. So the offensive line is doing a lot better. Rushing wise, yeah, we need to actually get like a leading rusher, but yo, McLeod has been just carrying the team, almost 500, well, he's 1 yard off for 500 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. This guy is an absolute animal. Receiving, Ray Harvin has 1,000 yards for us for 4 touchdowns. Zeke Sams almost had 1,000 yards, 9 yards off from it, but he did have 6 receiving touchdowns. And Greg Holloman has had a pretty solid season, 800 receiving yards for 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Deontay Bowen led the squad with 5 sacks. Lucas France had 4 sacks, and yeah, 2 sacks right here, 1.5 sack, 1.5 sack. But interceptions, Cody Randolph led the team with 2. I would really like to get these interception numbers up, but I mean, I don't really know what to do. I mean, the players just have to play better, I guess. But I guess it's time to go ahead and head into season number 4. So we're back at the draft to start season 4, and I had to take a little bit of a break because my head started to hurt. However, we do have pick number 3, and I'm thinking that I want to take this offensive lineman. He's like a left tackle. Hopefully he can fall to here, please, and he does. And it's this guy, Matt Carvey, A awareness, A impact blocking, A to C pass blocking, which kind of sucks, but A run blocking. He just looks like a beast. Hopefully he turns out to be one, and he has hidden development, 87 strength. Let's freaking go. I really like this pick. And guys, I'm wanting to go ahead and move up to pick number 4 as well, because I see this top 5 projected wide receiver. I mean, his stats don't really jump off the board, but we really just need to take a chance on one of these guys, and hopefully that'll turn out. Maybe he has hidden development. He does 89 speed, 92 acceleration. If he's like a 75 overall, if he's like a superstar, that'll be just worth it. But I wanted to go ahead, get him, get a solid wide receiver that we can build around for the next couple of years. And we do need some running back help, so Enrique McClellan doesn't look that bad, and he's hidden 90 speed, 92 acceleration. We might have gotten some superstars in this draft class. This guy has a pretty cool name, Decoldus Maynard. He looks like a solid piece, hidden 88 strength, 75 speed, 79 jumping. I mean, we already have some pretty solid defensive tackles, but this guy could be a beast. Why not add another linebacker to this core? Maybe he's like a high overall or something, or maybe he could just be a depth piece for us. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so taking a look at the draft recap, the left tackle we got was a 74 overall, which I'm really happy about. But look at this wide receiver. He's a 78 overall hidden development. I am really excited about him. Enrique McClellan is a 71, but he does have hidden as well. This defensive tackle is also a 71 hidden. Middle linebacker is a 71 overall, so he's actually really nice. However, he does have normal development. And then these next two players were just like depth pieces, so it doesn't really matter, but a really good draft class. Hopefully Cloud and McLeod can hook up a couple of times for this next season. So this is what the offense is like heading into season number 4. Offensive line is just solid. It needs to develop just a little bit more. I'm liking how our wide receivers are looking. Hopefully Emmanuel Cloud's like a superstar X factor, because he really did look kind of insane. McLeod, hopefully this guy can lead us to the promised land. Our running backs are pretty solid as well. And of course, we got Zeke Sams here at tight end. Now for the defensive side of things, again, looks like a solid but young defense, so maybe they might need another year to develop. However, this does not look like a bad squad. So hopefully we can get like 6 to 7 wins this season. Obviously, I would want to make the playoffs, but if we're being realistic, I'm thinking that 6 to 7 wins this season, and next season we win the Super Bowl. Okay, so again, we are 2-5 to start off right now, but I mean, we're getting really close. I feel like we're getting really close to where we can go ahead and win that Super Bowl. Maybe another year of development. I'm not really sure, but taking a look at the stats, McLeod has been doing really solid. 12 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Ooh, but the sacks have gone up to 18. I think last season at the midway point, he was at like 9 sacks. Obviously, we want those to go down, but we do have a rookie left tackle. Now, rushing wise, we're not really too good on the ground. And receiving wise, Zeke Sam's leading the team. Emmanuel Cloud is 4th with 307 receiving yards, but he has yet to catch a receiving touchdown. Now, defensively, it looks like Lucas Franz is back with 4.5 sacks. Deontay Bowen, 2 sacks. Devontae Patton, 1.5 sack. And guys, I don't know what it is, but the interception numbers are really low in the franchise. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the defense that I'm running, but they're just really low. We only have 2 interceptions at the halfway point. But I guess now it's basically time for us to sim to the playoffs to see if we end up making it, or to see if we end up reaching our goal of 6 to 7 wins. Okay, so we did a little bit better last season. We went 6-11, still 4th in our division. However, last season we won 4 games. So again, we're continuing to upgrade on this team. And yo, look at Zeke Sams. He went up to a superstar X factor. He's at boosted 85 overall. Okay, that's what we like to see. But oh my gosh, Emmanuel Cloud, 80 overall star. Oh, I would have liked to see that be a superstar X factor though. Ooh, but look on the defensive side. Look at Deontay Bowen. He went up to a superstar. Okay, that's always good to see. He must have had a really good year. But yes, defense is still really young and they're still getting better. Maybe that's what we need to upgrade in this last draft for us. But taking a look at the stats, McLeod had a really solid year. 28 passing touchdowns to 8 interceptions. The sacks were really high. He got sacked 42 times. Obviously, would love to see that a little bit lower. Rushing wise, we do not have a 1,000 yard rusher, but still just a solid year. I mean, nothing too crazy. It was a pretty average year, to be honest. Zeke Sams was only 2 yards away from a 1,000 receiving yard year, but he had 9 receiving touchdowns. And Emmanuel Cloud had 821 yards for 4 touchdowns. Okay, I'm liking how this squad is looking. Deontay Bowen went up to 5.5 sacks, but Lucas Franz, I don't know what it is. This guy always starts off the year really hot and then he just finishes slow. And then interception wise, only 4 on the year. I don't know what is going on. I don't know how we can't get any more interceptions than that, but it is what it is. So starting off this year, we have pick number 5. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be trading back. Might as well take like the best player available. Let's take a chance on this middle linebacker, Forrest Winters. Hopefully he's a hidden overall, 84 speed, 89 acceleration, 77 strength, 87 agility, hidden development. That's what you like to see. That's a good pick from us. Now let's just give the Ravens everything we have for their first overall pick at number 6. And let's just take the best player available right here. I mean, would it hurt to have another cornerback out there? I guess not, but he's normal development. Oh my gosh, what a whiff from us. But let's just go ahead and send to the end of the draft and see what we got. Okay, so taking a look at our draft recap, we did not whiff at all. A 75 middle linebacker with hidden development is crazy, and then a 77 cornerback. Would have liked him to be a hidden development, but he is normal, but he's 77 with 95 speed. He looks pretty insane. Would be a solid piece to this roster. Okay, and going into our final season, this is what the offense is going to look like. We have a couple of superstar X factors, but yet again, we are still a really young team. But hopefully, McLeod, you can pull things off and lead this offense to the promised land. Defensively, this looks like a pretty solid squad. We have a couple of good safeties. The linebacking core looks nice. Defensive line looks solid. Deontay Bowen could turn out to be a really good star for us. And then our secondary looks like a lockdown secondary to me. But you guys decide, does this look like a championship roster? Maybe we're like 2 or 3 years away from being that. But let's make things super interesting by not simming to the midway point. Let's actually sim to the playoffs, because we're going to be playing in the first round. And I'm going to be guaranteeing that. So let's go. Don't let me down, team. Let's find out. Please let us be in the wild card round. And oh my gosh, we were so close to making the playoffs. We finished at 8-9. Yo, we were so close, maybe like 1 or 2 games away of making the wild card. Oh my gosh, that's such a bummer. But let's go check out the season stats for us. It looks like McLeod had 27 passing touchdowns to 10 interceptions. The sacks did go down. He was only sacked 31 times, so that's good to see. Rushing wise, oh, this was our best season on the ground. 884 yards for 14 touchdowns. Receiving, yo, Zeke Sams is going off. He has 1,000 receiving yards for 10 touchdowns. Greg Holman had a really good year with 917 receiving yards for 7 touchdowns. Yo, but Ray Harvin, what happened? Did you get hurt a couple times? No, you played in every single game. I don't know what happened. Maybe they just took you away. But 705 receiving yards for 5 touchdowns. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more from you. Defensively, Deontay Bowen had 8.5 sacks. And yo, Joel Culver stepped up with 6.5. And then Lucas Franz had 6 sacks. Now again, guys, I don't know what it is. 4 interceptions on the year. Maybe it's the playbook, maybe it's the scheme, I don't know. But I mean, if we take a final look at the squad, honestly, I don't think this was too bad. We got a couple of superstar X factors. The offensive line it's just solid. It's not anything too crazy. We could have used a better running back throughout this whole episode. Just didn't really see any that were like just jumped off the board. Ooh, on the defensive side of things, look at Deontay Bowen went up to a superstar X factor, and then this middle linebacker for us was actually a superstar. So our linebacking core is actually insane. Would have loved to see what this team would do in about 5 more seasons. But honestly, it's not a bad team. It is not a bad squad at all. I really liked how this came out, and I think that this was a fun challenge. So if you guys want to go ahead and attempt this challenge, then just basically go download a 0 overall roster and then just do whatever you would like. But I think that's going to end up doing it for this video. So again, if you guys enjoyed, consider subscribing, drop a like, and go check out my last video where I actually started my own NFL expansion team and then tried to win a Super Bowl in 5 years. But with all of that being said, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.